Hi, my name is Agr255 and today I will be presenting about the introduction and topic highlight of our main topic. So, our main topic is what is Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil (MSPO). MSPO is a project that was started in Malaysia to encourage and guarantee the sustainable production of palm oil. The palm oil industry has grown quickly, which has resulted in unprecedented level of deforestation, carbon emission, and biodiversity loss. To overcome the problem, Malaysia created the MSPO certification program, which established standards and criteria for environmentally friendly palm oil production. Now, moving on to the topic highlight, the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil (MSPO) program take a comprehensive approach to sustainability in palm oil production. It focuses on social responsibility, economic viability, and environmental preservation. It also sets strict standards to minimize the environmental impact of palm oil production and promote the preservation of important conservation areas and encourage the use of best agricultural practice. The program places a strong emphasis on worker welfare and community development, which ensure fair labor practice, promote good health and safety measures, and support community development initiatives. By adopting to the MSPO standard, Malaysian palm oil aims to position itself as an environmentally and socially responsible source and have a positive impact on the global palm oil market.
For discussion, in the context of Asian region of palm oil production, the three most widely used certification schemes by Malaysian and Indonesian are the RSPO, MSPO, and ISPO. The stakeholders within the supply chain must comply with the standards set by the certification to be certified. This standard contains principles, criteria, and indicators generally aimed at sustainable production with the intention of mitigating the negative social and environmental impacts. They also imply the introduction of traceability system, good agricultural practices, improved natural resources management, and environmental responsibility and compliance with the existing regulations. The oil palm sector in Malaysia is one of the main pillars of the Malaysian economy, contributing close to 43% of the agriculture GDP and earning on an average of $16 billion in annual export. In total, independent small farmers own 979,758 hectares of oil palm areas, accounting for 70% of the total oil palm planted area in Malaysia. Currently, at the global level, voluntary certification schemes have coverage of approximately 30% of the oil palm cultivated area. With the ambitious move for the implementation of a mandatory national certification system, Malaysia aims to cover the entire oil palm planted area through Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil (MSPO) certification scheme. The MSPO certification scheme is the national scheme in Malaysia for oil palm plantations, independent and organized smallholdings, and palm oil processing facilities to be certified against the requirements of the MSPO standards. The MSPO certification scheme allows for oil palm management certification and supply chain certification and provides for development of certification standard, accreditation requirements, and notification of certification bodies, application by potential clients for certification audits, supply chain traceability requirements, guidelines for auditing, peers reviewing of audit reports, issuance of logo usage license, and procedure for handling of complaints.
Principle of the RSPO, MSPO, and ISPO. This principle ensured that oil palm production in Malaysia certified the need for sustainability and respect for labor rights. Below are the 7 principles per elaboration by MPOCC 2019A, MPOCC 2019B, and MPOCC 2019C. There are 3 principles, which is RSPO, MSPO, ISPO. For RSPO, for Principle 1, behave ethically and transparently. Principle 2, operate legally and respect rights. Principle 3, optimize productivity, efficiency, positive impact, and resilience. Principle 4, respect community and human rights and deliver benefit. Principle 5, support smallholder inclusion. Principle 6, respect worker rights and conditions. Principle 7, protect, conserve, and exchange ecosystem and the environment. For MSPO, for the Principle 1, management commitment and responsibility. Principle 2, transparency. Principle 3, compliance and with legal requirements. Principle 4, social responsibility, safety and employment conditions. Principle 5, environment, natural resource, biodiversity and ecosystem service. Principle 6, best practice, and Principle 7, development of new planting. For ISPO, Principle 1, legality of plantation businesses. Principle 2, plantation management. Principle 3, protection of the utilization of primary forest and peatland. Principle 4, environmental management. Principle 5, responsibility for worker. Principle 6, responsibility for social and economic empowerment. And lastly, Principle 7, continuous business improvement. 7 principles of MSPO. The first principle requirement independent smallholder to apply MSPO policy and have consistent improvement of sustainable palm oil production. They need to be reviewed periodically through internal audit to guarantee MSPO enhancement and development plans are in place. The second principle requires independent smallholder to open their sales and deliver of fresh fruit bunches (FFB) for monitoring by their group management. Traceability also need to be regularly maintained to ensure transparency in communication and consultation.
The third principle requires all players to comply with applicable law and regulation. They must respect and land use customary land rights by demonstrating legal ownership. In addition, the organized smallholder plantation and palm oil mills must obey the free, prior, and informed consent (FPIC) that is in place. The fourth principle requires all players to include brokers' right to complain and raise grievances and safe work practices with mutually agreed working conditions. The independent smallholders are required to give equally opportunity and treatment provided. Furthermore, if applicable, independent smallholders are required to provide living quarters with basic amenity for their workers. They also must prohibit underage employment and exploitation, and the workers' wages must also meet legal standards. The fifth principle states that the independent smallholders are expected to have awareness of environmental impact, disposal of waste product and sound pollution with basic understanding of biodiversity and its conservation is necessary. Independent smallholders are also prohibited from practicing open burning either during land preparation or replanting. Dependent smallholders should use renewable energy if applicable, which is mandatory for other industry players. Independent smallholder, organized smallholder, and plantation are also required to maintain the quality and availability of water resources, while palm oil mills are required to establish water and waste management. The sixth principle requires all players to implement best practices in their respective areas to operation. They must demonstrate an economic and financial viability plan that is transparent and fair dealing are encouraged through consultation and communication among the player and other stakeholders. The seventh principle unequivocally states that there should be no replanting in areas that are steep, fragile, and have high biodiversity. Independent smallholders must provide information on soil type and topography for all palm planting lines. They'll need to conduct comprehensive social and environmental impact assessment (CEIA) before commencing new planting and recognize customary land rights and landowner through free, prior, and informed consent (FPIC).
MSPO. MSPO certification requires legal compliance and safety and health requirements in place to indirectly support various SDGs, including goals 3, 6, and 8. For example, like Principle 3 and 5 require palm oil planters to adhere to the legal requirements and take the necessary steps to protect the environment, natural resource, biodiversity, and ecosystem services. As the population increases, the demand for palm oil in various applications continues to rise in tandem with the pressure for sustainable palm oil, which could be provided through sustainability certification. Mandatory implementation of MSPO would require all stakeholders, including the private sector, governments, and NGOs within the palm oil industry, to collaborate and form partnership to achieve SDGs. So for the conclusions, in conclusion, the MSPO is an important step toward creating a Malaysian palm oil sector that is more sustainable. It aims to address environmental issues, save biodiversity, promote labor rights, and aid local communities by adhering to stringent rules and values. Consumers may have more faith in the sustainability and moral sourcing of goods made with Malaysian palm oil thanks to the MSPO accreditation, which is a witness to the industry's dedication to ethical and responsible practices. However, to guarantee the success and future development of the MSPO in promoting sustainability in the palm oil sector, continual monitoring, transparency, and stakeholder participants are essential. That's all from me. Thank you.